Assalamu alaikum. Sorry, first of all, brothers and sisters, for the delay. We were having some technical issues, but we are starting right now. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Nosheen Mitani, and I am the Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah coordinator for Rise Online School. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to the first Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah orientation. Today's orientation is divided into three parts. First, the role of a Quran teacher and Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah benefits, and we will be discussing class schedule and resources. Number two, we will be sharing some experience and results from the program. And at the end of the presentation, we will have time for questions and answers. We will try to answer as many as we can. If you can please look at the top of your screen, there's a link, Slido link, /Qāidah. You may start posting your questions onto that link. We are starting the presentation with the recitation of the Holy Quran by Shaun Abbas Shah. He is one of our students from the Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah program who started from the beginning of the Qāidah while completing the Quran. He was also a position holder in this year's SMC Quran competition.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Shaun Abbas Shah and I'm 11 years old. I study at the Jafria Islamic Society, and today I'll be reciting Surah Ash-Shams. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والشمس وضحاها والقمر إذا تلاها والنهار إذا جلاها والليل إذا يغشاها والسماء وما بناها والأرض وما طحاها ونفس وما سواها فألهمها فجورها وتقواها قد أفلح من زكاها وقد خاب من دساها كذبت ثمود بطغواها إذ انبعث أشقاها فقال لهم رسول الله ناقة الله وسقياها فكذبوه فعقروها فدمدم عليهم ربهم بذنبهم فسواها ولا يخاف عقباها صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Thank you for that recitation, Shaun. That was one of our Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah students who had completed the program from the beginning to the end. Now I'd like to introduce to you Maulana Nabi Abdi. He is the resident alim of Sabah Center in San Jose, California. Under his guidance, Sabah Center has expanded tremendously and incorporated many successful undertakings, including Sabah Sunday School and a full-time Islamic school by the name of Rise Academy. Additionally, he has established and overlooks many foundations and masajids. He is also the founder of Al-Qissa Foundation and its subsidiaries, including Qissa Kids. Maulana Abdi serves on various school boards and provides guidance for several full-time and weekend Islamic schools around the United States and globally. Please welcome Maulana Nabi Abdi with a loud salawat.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم خيركم من تعلم القرآن وعلمه صدق الله وصدق رسوله وصدق ولي الكريم صلوات اللهم صل على محمد. First and foremost, I would like to extend my tabrikat, tahiyat, and best wishes for this great team, Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us and include us among those who are considered on the judgment day as a hamilan Quran, those who carry the Quran, and those who practice Quran, and those who learn Quran, and those who teach Quran, inshallah. Brothers and sisters, it's my honor and pleasure to welcome all of you for this very important session of Qāidah Nūrāniyah. Let me give you a little bit of background. Alhamdulillah, ever since we announced and we launched this beautiful and noble cause for training trainers and teachers, and those who can be a great element, not only for our children, rather for themselves and their families, and globally they can impact Quran, and they can have a better understanding of Quran. We have hundreds of people, those who showed it. Alhamdulillah, Al-Qisa Foundation, as you got the news, that mainly what we want to launch in 3 different areas, online services, knowing the COVID-19 pandemic situation, and also the need of the society, and also as we're expanding different areas, we need to have a very important system, online system, where we can offer our services. 3 main areas we are working. One is full-time school, which is Rise Online School. Second one is Salam Online School, which is Sunday school or partial weekend schools. The third one is supplemental support for those who wants to learn, and those who wants to enhance, and those who wants to uplift their Islamic knowledge from different resources. That is Salam Institution. Alhamdulillah, we had an open house for our Rise Online School, and the result was great and more than what we thought. And inshallah, in a week or so, we're going to inshallah launch an open house for Salam Online, and later on for Salam Institution. So when we start for the Salam Online and also Rise Online, one of the major component to give the holistic service for our students, because our main goal is to focus on holistic development of the child. We don't want to only focus in one area or other area. We want to focus in holistic. So one of the key components for that is Quran. When it comes to Quran, we have to admit that all the scholars also, they echo the same point, and also Quran also raises this point. Ya Rabbi inna qawmi takhudhu hadha al-Qur'ana mahjura. We in general Muslims, and especially we are Shia, the connection with Quran is weaker than what it should be. Weaker in terms of recitation, in terms of having a good system of teaching others, in terms of having a mafahim al-Quran, understanding of Quran, in terms of tafsir al-Quran, in terms of other areas. In general, we are lacking in this area, and we need to enhance. I don't want to undermine the effort and the great services of the great scholars, like those who written the tafsir al-Quran and so on and so forth. I commend all of them. Nowadays, for example, you can see Ayatollah Jawadi Amari, Ayatollah Jafar Subhani, Ayatollah Kareem Shirazi, and others. They are pioneers in this field. But nonetheless, we need to focus from all the angles. And one of the main elements is recitation of Quran, how to teach our children properly. We were looking for different programs, and we find out that great people like Sister Nawsheen and Brother Rizwan, they have a great services in terms of Qāidah Nūrāniyah, and inshallah we're going to hear from them, their journey, and how they end up to this point, and what they're doing, and so on and so forth. But in general, brothers and sisters, when we find out that we need to have a good reciter and also good teacher, How we can do that? We need to take out all the weeds from its roots, and we need to plant the proper system of learning and education of Quran, teaching Quran. From the very beginning, I remember that when I met with Brother Rizwan first time in LA, he said that even, for example, for those who are great teachers for years or decades, what I do is I want to go from the beginning alphabets, alif, ba, ta, tha. Why? Because these are the roots. If we fix these roots, we can have a better understanding. And also, once we have a great teachers, those who know what they're doing, they can be a great influential for the students, and students can connect better with them. So in general, if you see a hadith and riwayat, in general, a teacher is like a prophet, because teacher in a hadith and riwayat as an illuminator, as a guide, as a light, and the one who is doing the job of the prophet. But when it comes to the teacher of Quran, Muallim al-Quran, the place of the Muallim al-Quran in the history and also in Ahadith and Riwayat is unimaginable. Noble Prophet, he repeatedly mentioned that khayrukum, khayrukum, the best among you, the best among you, the best among you is the one who understands Quran. Brothers and sisters, who teach the Quran. Why? Because this Quran is not revealed to just put on the shelves. This Quran is not revealed to only recite for the amwats. This Quran is not revealed only for just kissing the Quran and just having a very shallow connection. This Quran is to understand. The first step of the understanding of Quran is I able to recite properly, good pronunciation, the huruf makhraj al-huruf, and so on and so forth. If I able to learn Quran properly, I can give back to the student. That's what's very important, brothers and sisters, that in Islam, noble Prophet of Islam, and noble our A'immatul Huda, and especially beloved Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen, when he established his government in Kufa, Kufa was an exceptional place for all of us. And even over the course of history, we see lots of great remainings and memories of Kufa we have in the history. One of the very beautiful element of the history of Kufa is when beloved Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen settled down the government in Kufa. One of the point he promoted is recitation of Quran and teaching students and those who want to learn proper Quran. And often he himself, he used to go and he used to teach. Even today, if you open Quran, we have the fatha, dhamma, kasra, harakats of alphabets, and even dots of alphabets is invented and given by noble Prophet Islam, Imam Ali, and Ahlul Bayt. The Arabic language, the rich or the course of history goes back to the time of noble Prophet of Islam and beloved Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen. He is the one who taught us makharij al-huruf, alphabets, how to pronounce properly, and also the harakat and so on and so forth. All of that can make us understand better. Again, I would like to welcome all of you. I know that this journey will be only for 2 months, so you can have a better understanding. After that, you're going to be a great asset, and you're walking the path of Ahlul Bayt, and you will be under the shadow of the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Ahlul Bayt. It's my honor and pleasure to welcome all of you, and we have a great team in terms of nurturing and training teachers and trainer, those who can give back to the society, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Maulana Nabi Abdi, for those inspiring and wonderful words. Now I would like to move on and I would like to introduce you to my husband Rizwan Ali, who is a certified Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah instructor. Alhamdulillah, he received his Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah certification in 2018. Thereafter, we launched a free online Quran school by the name of Darul Noor, which is currently benefiting over 100 students, and their ages range from 4 to 65 years old. He was the first one to introduce Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah to our community in Southern California back in 2016 and implemented the system of teaching Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah at Sunday school. This year, he played a lead role in coordinating the SMC Quran competition, and the participants were amongst 18 centers in Southern California. Please welcome Rizwan Ali.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Respected Maulana Nabi Abdi, Qāiddah's team, and dear Quran teachers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I want to speak first about my journey as a Quran teacher. I went on an Umrah trip in 2016, and while visiting the Masjid Nabawi, I prayed that my Sunday school actually was in desperate need of Quran teachers and asked Almighty Allah for His help. One day, I came across with people sitting in circles in the Haram getting fixed their pronunciation with Sheikh. I was very hesitant at first, but made an effort to sit with them. When my turn came to read the surah, to my surprise, the Sheikh started correcting me with Bismillah. The 1 minute long surah, I felt like never ending surah. He was keep making corrections. And after the circle ended, I asked him that if he can help me on one-to-one basis. He accepted my request and told me that when you come in the evening, buy a Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah book from outside the store and bring with you after the Isha prayers. My dear brothers and sisters, I was 44 years old in 2016. So imagine asking a 44-year-old man that you are reading incorrectly and have to read Qāidah to fix your mistakes. It is hard for anyone to accept it, and especially for people above 40 years. But I did not give up. I showed up in the evening, and he told me to read the first lesson with the Maulana explained Alif, Ba, Ta, Tha, and he started explaining me that there are some letters are from the throat, there are some letters are the tongue letters, and some letters are the lips letter. And I was completely lost and completely confused. I was not able to pay attention. I was not able to follow. Suddenly, when he was trying to ask me to repeat and repeat, my eyes were filled with tears. I told the Sheikh the same thing, that I am 44 years old. This is not the age one can learn. And I think it is better if you spend this quality time with someone who can benefit and who can learn quickly. He replied with a smile that regardless if I teach you or teach anyone who can memorize the same time, I will get the same amount of reward from Almighty Allah. And perhaps I may get most thawab because you needed most help. I was not convinced because internally I was feeling that I cannot do this. So I replied him, I appreciate your kind words, and requested his permission to end the session so I can go. He said, that's not a problem. That's fine. If you want to go, you are more than welcome to go. But Sheikh, I have 2 questions to ask you. So the first one, he said, where are you sitting right now, Sheikh? And I said, I'm sitting in Masjid Nabawi. The second he asked, do you know how many people come to this mosque every single day here? But he has chosen you to be his student. I was completely silent, and it brought more tears in my eyes. I felt my chest was heavy and heart was in pain and melting. And that was the moment I promised myself inside the Prophet Mosque that I will make an effort to learn the Quran in a right way. This is how my journey began in learning and teaching the Holy Quran. Almighty Allah has made the Quran easy for all of us. Either you are 4 years old, 44, or 84. You can learn. That's what Almighty Allah has said. And as you can see in the slide, وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِذِكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. In this beautiful verse, Almighty Allah has two messages for us. One is the message and one is the question, that I have made the Quran easy to remember. Now the next thing he's asking a question to all of us, that is there anyone who will remember it? My dear brothers and sisters, there are more than 2 billion Muslims around the world. Maybe there are less than 5% who can actually read and teach the Quran correctly. Our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, who is Ameen, who is Sadiq, who is Rahmatul Alameen, he's saying, خَيْرُكُمْ مَنْ تَعَلَّمَ الْقُرْآنَ وَعَلَّمَهُ. The best among are those who learn and teach the Holy Quran. I want to congratulate each and every one of you committing to learning and teaching the Quran. I know some of you are already a Quran teacher and some of you are starting the journey as I did before. I pray to Almighty Allah to make your journey easy as He made for me, inshallah. So now we're moving to a very important question here, that why do we need to learn the Quran with the correct pronunciation and tajweed? And we all have, as a Muslim, we all have the faith that Allah is merciful, forgiving, and that's why He is the one, if we are not able to be our best, He will inshallah forgive us. That is what we perceive and what we believe, and inshallah that He will have the mercy on all of us. But the question comes to here, imagine that you have to give a presentation to your boss. We work so hard to prepare ourselves to deliver a speech. We check each and everything. We check the font, we check the color, we check the grammar. And nowadays we use Google autocorrection and Grammarly to correct our sentences, isn't it? So why don't we check our recitation? Each letter of Quran is more precious than the gold. The reading Quran is like talking to Almighty Allah. The Allah who is the creator of this universe and who is Maliki Yawmiddin, who is, He is the Almighty. So imagine now you're going in front of Him speaking, and so we have to be in our best state and in the best recitation. And He who has said in Surah Mulk, Ahsanu Amala, who regards quality over quantity. Now, as you can see on the slide, He Himself has ordered how to recite the Quran. And that's what He said in Surah Al-Muzammil, which is the 73rd chapter of the Quran, the verse number 4, وَرَتَّلِ الْقُرْآنَ تَرْتِيلًا, and recite the Quran in a measured tone. So when Imam Ali was asked to explain the meaning of this verse, he mentioned that it is to read with the proper pronunciation and tajweed, knowing where to start and end, giving time to the recitation. Moving to the next slide. Once we understand the need for reciting it correctly, now we are looking at different systems here. So the question comes here, why Qāidah Nūrāniyah? Why not any other Qāidah? There are so many famous Qāidah are available, like Qāidah Baghdadi and so on. So what is the difference between the Qāidah Nūrāniyah and the other Qāidah? If I were to say the major difference between the Qāidah, the other Qāidahs, they are driven by individuals. It is driven by the countries. So for example, you have a child who is learning a Qāidah other than the Qāidah Nūrāniyah. So if he goes to a Sunday school, he will learn with the teacher in a different way. If he's learning online with the teacher, he's going to learn in a different way. And that's what we noticed at our Sunday school, that was creating confusion, and they were not making progress. Whereas the Qāidah Nūrāniyah is the system where everyone reads in the same way as it to be read in the Quran. If you are in Pakistan, if you are in India, if you are in Medina, if you are in Iraq, or if you're in the United States, everyone will recite, everyone read in the same way. Can we go to the next slide? Thank you. So some of the benefits we have listed here about the Qāidah Nūrāniyah. This is, as I mentioned, this is the system in which we have to teach and learn the Quran with the correct pronunciation and the rules of tajweed. So this is like a package. It comes with it does not give ijazah to anyone to teach. It is only limited to those who have gone through a proper training course and who are certified, can only teach the Qāidah Nūrāniyah. The lessons are divided according to the articulation point, as I was explaining during my story, that there are letters which are heavy letters, the light letters, the letters are from the throat, the tongue, the lips. So it is, every lessons actually has the articulation point divided into the exercise where from the beginning, any student with any age, they are learning to read in a correct way, the point where he or she needs to take the sound. The book is in a color-coded format, so it divides into the basic tajweed. That's what it mentioned here. The next thing is teaching the spelling to teach self-correcting during the recitation. So for example, let's say the word fa, ain, and lam. In India, Pakistan, we call fala, faala, faala. So there is ain is missing here. Now I need to fix it. So I can do spelling and I can do without spelling. So with the spelling, I say fa, fatha, fa, ain, fatha, fa'a, lam, fatha, la, fa'ala. So here I was able to correct my ain here. So that's how this system works. And the beautiful Qāidah, actually all the letters and the words are taken from the Holy Quran. So actually we are learning how to read in the Quran actually. So let's go to the next slide, inshallah. So I want to take a moment to introduce you to the trainers before we speak about the course schedule, the timings, the requirements, and the kind of commitment for this course. So we have, alhamdulillah, 3 amazing trainers we have with us who are going to lead the 4 classes. 3 classes are going to be for sisters. 1 class is going to be for brothers. We have received, mashallah, overwhelming responses. We have received more than, I believe, 130 applications. And unfortunately, at this time, we are not able to accommodate everyone. I think we are limiting each classes not more than 20 students. So let me introduce you to the first brothers teacher. It's Sheikh Hafiz Muhammad Abdul Kareem. He's from Medina Munawwara. When he was 13 years old, he memorized the Holy Quran. And at his early age, at the age of 18, he started teaching in Masjid Nabawi, mashallah. And then he has, in just 5 years, he has more than 300 students globally. And the Sheikh has the ijazah, and mashallah, he speaks 4 languages. He speaks English, Urdu, Farsi, and Arabic. And if I have to say in one sentence about him, then I would say that he is the teacher who makes the weaker student the best and amazing student. So that is the quality. Not everyone has it, and that is the amazing quality he has. He has been working with us, with me since 2016. The next we have Sister Hafiza Fatima Hati. She is from Egypt. She started memorizing in 2006. She completed her memorization in 2009. When she moved to the United States in 2017, we were together with the certification of Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah program. That was from Madina Munawwara. So we were together, my wife, myself, and her, like we were together. And then we invited her to come to our school, Sunday school, and also to teach. So, mashallah, she has been the amazing teacher. And if I were to say in one word, I would say that she produced the quality student. She works very hard, and she nurtures them, and she brings the best result out of the student. And the third teacher, we have Sister Fatima Abbas. And mashallah, she's going to lead 2 classes, one in the evening and one in the early morning for the outside United States students. She's from Canada, and mashallah, she has have 3 qiraat and 5 ijazahs she has, and she has the ability to give ijazah to anyone who is interested. And she has been supervising a lot of Quran competitions. She has done a lot of teachers training, and she has been truly the assets with us. Like with the time we started this our journey, she has been with us. She is like a mentor to us. She's a guide to us, and she's the advisor. And honestly speaking, if I were to define in just one sentence, then I would say that if anyone is going to her class, I promise you that you will, not you, but your community, your people, and your family will notice that you will become a beautiful reciter, and you will have amazing tajweed in your recitation. It will show up, inshallah. And the next portion is about the support. So myself and my wife will be available throughout the program. So we are not leaving you here just by organizing this Quran classes for you guys, but we'll be with you. We are there to help you. We want you to succeed. And inshallah, we will be there with any help you needed. And inshallah, we pray to Almighty Allah to make this easy. Now, I would like to give back to my wife so she can go over with you on the course schedule and the requirements. But just before I hand over to her, I want to say just one word, and I would to say that this journey of mine, learning and teaching the Quran, would have not been possible without her day and night support. I thank her from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much, Nasheen.
Thank you so much for that wonderful presentation about Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah, and alhamdulillah, we have worked together on this journey together, and both of us had an opportunity to improve our recitation and still continue to learn the Holy Quran. Okay, now I'm going to explain the course schedule and give you some logistics on how the schedule is going to work and how this course is going to move forward. If I can have the next slide, please. All right, so as you can see on the screen, the Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah lessons consist of 40 hours. So this is the way they're going to be divided. First, the teachers will go into teaching the basics, the Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah, which has 17 lessons, and each class is 1 hour per day. And you will learn 1 lesson per day. There are 4 lessons in Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah which are slightly longer and need a little more extra time, and they will take up to 2 hours to complete. So totaling about 21 hours to finish Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah. Then we'll move into the second part, which is the tilawat and learning the rules of tajweed, which we have comprised into 15 hours. Surah Fatiha and the half of Surah, the 30th juz, from Surah Tariq to Surah Nas, which consists of 15 pages. And then class revision will consist of 4 hours. So that will total 40 hours, 8 weeks, weekly 5 hours a week. And then you have to do additional self-practice for 5 hours. That's the minimum. The more you do, the more better result you will have. Now, can I have the next slide, please? Okay. We are having 4 classes, one being the brothers class, which will take place Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. And then we have 3 sisters classes, Tuesday and Thursday. The timings will be from 2 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. The second sisters class will be from Monday through Friday. Timings will be 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Just note, sisters, that this class originally was from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., but we had to change the time to 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. So you ladies, sisters, you can contact me by email to make sure and confirm these timings with me. The third sisters class will be from Monday through Friday. This particular class is for our non-US residents, 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. All these times are according to Pacific Standard Time in the US. Non-US residents have been contacted via email separately to communicate the logistics. And if you still have any further questions, please feel free to contact me through email. And all of these classes, I have created WhatsApp groups. So if you have not done so already and confirmed your seat with the class, please contact me so I can get you on the WhatsApp link. Next slide, please. There are some requirements that we are asking and requesting for this class. The attendance, very important. This class is a crash course, so attendance is very important, and that you not miss any classes unless there's an emergency. Otherwise, you will get behind. So please make sure and make it an effort to attend all the classes. Make sure that you are self-practicing every single day. We will be providing you with material, which I will discuss in the next slide. This is also a certification program. So those who complete the course later will be given the opportunity to give the exam and receive a certification. And also very important, I received many questions about this. The requirement is to do student teaching at Rise Online. Our goal here is to hopefully develop teachers for both Rise Online and Salam Online. So we are asking that those who participate in this program also commit to the online student teaching for Rise Online. And there is a payment link that is going to be on Rise Online. I will email this link to all of you that are registered for the course. And financial assistance is available for those who may need it. Okay, moving on. Learning resources and tools. This will be sent to you via email after the orientation. There will be a Qāiṭdah Nūrāniyah book. It will be a PDF version, which you can use during the class. The teacher will be screen sharing this same version. You will be receiving the 30th juz, which will be color-coded according to the Qāiṭdah Nūrāniyah. I will send a Qāiṭdah Nūrāniyah app, which you can use for practice, plus a YouTube channel resources, which has the Qāiṭdah Nūrāniyah. So either one or both can be used for your practice. And I ask that you add yourself to your individual WhatsApp group class. I will be sending them. Some of you have already received them. If you have not, please contact me. And please add yourself to this WhatsApp link. So all your communication, your class material, I will send it through both channels. But the WhatsApp group will be the most quickest and easiest way to communicate. And a Zoom link will be sent through the email and WhatsApp. Keep in mind that all of the classes are starting tomorrow, inshallah. The fourth class that we introduced for the sisters, which is going to take place early morning, according to California time, that class will not start until June 22nd. We have delayed it 1 week since we introduced it just this past week. So keep in mind, all 3 classes will start tomorrow, and the third class will start on June 22nd. And all the material that you'll be receiving, it is copyrighted. So please, you are not allowed to copy or make photocopies of these PDFs or change them especially. They have to be used in their original format. Next slide, please. Okay, now moving on, we are almost completed with our presentation, but I'd like to introduce to you Sister Huma Batul. Sister Huma Batul is from Montreal, Canada. She moved to the SoCal community with her family about 6 years ago. She joined Jafria Sunday School as a teacher and very quickly connected with our youth. Her passion towards improving Islamic education led to her becoming a part of the Sunday School admin team, and she played a lead role in the implementation of Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah. Under her leadership, Jafria Sunday School implemented the Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah system, and the JES students were top position holders in this year's SMC Quran competition. And we are very proud to say that, alhamdulillah. Brothers and sisters, it is my pleasure to invite who is an amazing mother, an inspiration to our youth, and a role model for our community, Sister Huma Batul. Sister Huma, your mic is not on.
Assalamu alaikum, can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Sister Nasheen, for that honorable introduction. I'm very humbled and honored to be here. Assalamu alaikum, my dear brothers and sisters, and respectable Maulana Abdi. I've been asked to come and share my testimonial as a parent, as well as observing the benefits of Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah as we implemented it in our Sunday school. First of all, I'd like to start by saying that in us Sahifa al-Kamila al-Sajjadiyah, our fourth Imam alayhi salam speaks of a child's right, and amongst them, he has said that you as parents are responsible for what has been entrusted to you, such as educating your child, pointing him in the direction of his Lord, and helping him to obey him. And I strongly believe that as part of this education, it's ensuring that our child gets the best education when it comes to learning to recite the Holy Quran. I had looked into many Quran systems as I was very eager to make sure that my children would be able to recite with the proper makhraj pronunciation and application of tajweed rules. And I myself, as you know, coming from an Indo-Pak background, didn't feel that I was qualified to be able to teach them that. What I noticed in my search is that many of the Quran systems were not using the Quran Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah system. In fact, they had some kind of Qāidah, rapidly introduced the students to the alphabets, to the vowels, to certain rules and regulations, and then quickly jumped to the Quran. What that did is that the students were able to read the Quran, but they were often making mistakes, and very serious mistakes. And what we noticed is that the teachers were just constantly correcting them. Very often they were also reciting, and the students were following what the teacher was reciting, but was not able to recite accurately on their own. When I was introduced to the Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah system by Sister Nasheen and Brother Rizwan, I took some great interest in learning it myself, as well as making sure that my children were getting that knowledge. And what I noticed very quickly is that it is a system, and I say a system in its entirety, because it is really well structured. It not only helps with the identification of the alphabet's letters with the proper pronunciation, the makhraj, it also helps the students learn the applications of the vowels. And before teaching even the basic tajweed rules, it also teaches them something that we often overlook in our recitation, is teaching them the timings and the length of time you need to give to the pronunciation of certain words or alphabets and so forth. And what I learned, but with my kids, is that, you know, don't rush them. It's really important that they take their time. Often in our Indo-Pak communities, we rush them to finish the Quran and have a celebration. But I told my children that I want you guys to repeat it as many times as possible to have a solid foundation which the Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah was able to build for these kids. And they basically, I said, you're going to learn one lesson, you're going to apply what you learned, you're going to correct it with the teacher, and then keep practicing it. And what we noticed is that very soon, each lesson was building on the previous one. And by the end of the Qāidah, my kids were able to recite the Quran and move on to the 30th juz. So the Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah system contains the alphabets of the Arabic language, and it carries the rules of pronouncing the Quranic words accurately. Once a person learns the Nūrāniyah Qāidah correctly, he or she can basically pronounce the Quranic words and be ready to move on to the Quran. Next slide, please. And then with the wonderful experience that I had with my children, all three of them learning through the Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah system, as you witnessed, it was the child that recited in the beginning of the program is one of my sons. With the success that I saw and the interest that the kids took and the rapid success that I saw, being on the Jafriya Islamic Society in LA's Sunday School Administration Board, I wanted to implement this system in Jafriya as well. So, and one of the biggest drivers, biggest motivation for me was not only seeing my kids do it, but Prophet Muhammad ﷺ's hadith, who says the best amongst you is the one who learns the Quran and then teaches it to others. So with the support and the encouragement and the help of Sister Nasheen, Brother Rizwan, and our certified Quran Sheikh in Medina, Muhammad Abdul, Kareem, we were able to successfully implement the Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah system in our Sunday school. And what the biggest advantage that we saw is that it gave the Quran system a structure and a discipline for classes. We had clear learning objectives per lesson, and it helped the teachers assess the students' improvement and to be able to see a steady improvement. More specifically, it helped the beginner students identify the 28 alphabets with the proper pronunciation and makhraj, understand how to apply the vowel signs and the timings, and grasp the basic tajweed rules that they needed, be able to apply those to move on to the Quran. And I must say that I very quickly saw the difference in the recitation of those students that went through this system from the beginning versus those that did not and were already on the Quran, and we had to undo their mistakes and fix the recitation. So overall, a very, very empowering and very useful, very powerful experience, both on the personal side as well as in a school administration side as well. So I strongly encourage each and one of you guys, and I commend you that are here to learn this, to take this opportunity in your life to go back, undo the things that you didn't know, learn it, and be amongst those that will be able to teach it in the future. Jazakallah. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Huma, for those wonderful words and that sharing your experience. That was very important to actually let our participants and our teachers see how this program really works. And inshallah, we will see the success in our participants when they spread this learning into their communities and their schools. Inshallah. Okay, first I'd like to apologize that we started late, and so we are running a little behind. So we're just going to spend this last portion answering some questions. We'll spend about 10-15 minutes. I do have questions already coming in. As you can see on the top of your screen, slido.com/Qāiḍah. You can send your questions on that, and I will be receiving them, and I'll answer as many as I can. Okay, a lot of common questions are coming. First, if anyone was put on the wait list, and how will that happen? We will finalize everything after the orientation. We are asking those who have registered, you've received an email stating that if you're willing to commit to the 8 weeks course and also to the student teaching, then we have confirmed your registration. Also, the question was asked that they registered as soon as the email went out and they were put on the wait list. And was there any preference given? It was not that. Alhamdulillah, we were not expecting, but we had so many registrations come in during the first 2 days, which actually filled our classes up very quickly. So that was one thing. So if somebody drops out, we'll definitely contact you right away and put you in one of the classes. Okay, next question I see is,
It's also on the screen.
yeah, you can see the questions on the screen. What are the methods that will be used to teach Quran, and how will it be engaging for the students? So to answer that question, we are going to, all three of our teachers are going to spend time teaching you how to teach Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah and be able to use and implement the system in your teaching. Plus, you will understand how to apply Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah to the Quran. So during that process, our teachers will also share with you how they make this engaging for the students. And like my husband said, we are going to be with you throughout the program, so you can contact us individually. For the sisters class, I'm available, and for the brothers class, my husband is available to answer those questions and even share with you how we made this program engaging for our students and share with you our techniques. Okay, I think I answered this question. Okay, for those who have been waitlisted, are present in the orientation, yes, I think I've answered that question. We will contact you individually. Okay, when will we know what time we have assigned for? Okay, so those of you registered, you also had the opportunity to select which class you wanted, which timings. We have now 3 female classes, but one being the ones for non-US residents. The other 2 female classes are for US and Canada students. So most of you are signed up for a specific time and you have already been contacted. And if you chose both times, I am in contact with you by email. So if you still need help with that, please do contact me via email and I will make sure that you are taken care of. Okay, how much is the program? Okay, we have asked for a $100 donation. Financial assistance is available. Do contact us individually if you need that. We do not want to deprive anybody of this program if they cannot pay for it. Okay, will the slides be available at schedule and resources? Yes, we will. This presentation will be uploaded on the Kissa Kids YouTube page, so you can rewatch it, and through email, I will communicate the schedule and slide with you guys.
And there is resources here.
And all the resources will be communicated to you through email and on the WhatsApp groups.
So you'll be receiving the Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah PDF file, you'll be receiving the chapter 38, and also you'll be receiving the YouTube links, so you can be able to practice from lesson number 1 to 17.
The next question, very simple. Yes, the sisters class will be girls only, and the WhatsApp group, it is only female for the female classes. And for the brothers classes, I am the only one on there for communication purposes, and my husband is on there. Otherwise, there is nobody on there. It's all separate. So, and you can, and I put it on admin only. If you need to contact me individually, you can WhatsApp me or email me on an individual basis.
So the next question, how we can work towards ijazah to teach one day, inshallah. So I think this is the great opportunity right now to start with the Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah. And that comes also with the permission. And I was talking to Maulana that when I received my Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah certification, my teacher told me this is the amanat. And when somebody demonstrates, successfully completes it, pass the exam, then only we are allowed to give it to that individual. So that is the first thing. And inshallah, once you complete this, and then you move to the Quran, we have a teacher, the male teacher and the female teacher, they both have the ijazahs and they have the permission to certify you in the Quran also. So inshallah, maybe it is the journey, and inshallah, we will be going with the Quran also in future.
Okay. The next question I see here is, can you explain regarding the RISE online student teaching and how we will be teaching? Okay, so I'm going to do the best to answer, and then I'll ask Maulana if he wants to add anything. So basically, this course is taking place in the summer, as you can see, and RISE Online will start in September when this new school year starts. So our hope is to be able to certify some teachers and be able to offer them they have to student teach. So when you are taught to teach a certain system, you need to practice it. So that is the goal, that we let you teach to the RISE online students the Quran the way that this program has taught you, and be able to practice the skill that you have learned, and you will be monitored by your respective teachers and guided by them. Maulana Nabi Abdi, would you like to add anything to this question?
Thank you, Sister Zakillah. A few points I would like to add to this question. Yes, after the completion of this course, inshallah, of course, while we're doing that, we're going to identify the expected teachers, those who can do based on their availability and also based on our needs. Our classes will begin from 8th of September, September 8th, for Rise Online School, and also for Salam Online, same time, 7th of September, the first class will begin. So basically, we're going to have, inshallah, 2 months of this time to prepare and also organize. What we are doing is we want to make sure that the teachers, they themselves, they're ready to take on and they're ready to teach. We're going to have one-on-one sessions or different types of sessions. All of that we're going to be informed to those who are expected to be teachers, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you. We have one last question that I'm seeing on the screen. Will the classes be recorded in case we can't attend a class? So to answer that, the female classes, I am very sorry that they will not be able to be recorded and to be posted on a public platform, because the female teachers have requested that non-mahram do not hear their voice when it comes to Quran recitation. But if you miss one class and they're due to an emergency or something that just came up, we will be in communication, and I'll share the way you can practice the lesson that you have missed and try to catch up. But my recommendation is, please, we are requiring that you not miss any class unless there is a true emergency and you have to skip the class. That is, yeah.
And the way I was explaining also, you will also receive a YouTube channel which has all the 17 lessons. And please make a note, when my wife was explaining you the 40 hours, how the sections were divided, the number of hours were divided. Every hour has one lesson. So 17 hours are 17 lessons. So if you miss 1 hour, you're going to miss one lesson. The next 15 hours, each lesson, each hour will have the surahs, one page. So there are 15 pages. Each day we will be covering one page of surahs. So if you miss, it's like you're missing 2 to 3 surahs per 1 hour class missed. And the last also, the 4-hour revision, you cannot wait for that. So the YouTube channel will have the Qāiḍah Nūrāniyah, every single lessons for you to practice. And also we'll be sending you the surahs recording also. You can practice along with that. And as I mentioned, myself and my wife will be available also to assist. And if we feel there's a need, maybe for a practice class, if it is needed, like maybe once, like in 2 weeks' time or something, we'll be more than happy to provide you and help you in whatever the best possible way we can do.
Yeah, so just to end, inshallah, those of you who have yet to get confirmation for your classes and making sure, please do contact me via email, or if you're on the WhatsApp group, please text me individually. And today, inshallah, you will please keep an eye out for your emails to make sure that you are registered for the class and you have all the logistics for the class to begin tomorrow, inshallah. Now I'd like to call Maulana Abdi to end the program and end with a dua.
So thank you, sisters. Once again, I would like to correct one mistake which I made. The online school, Rise Online, will begin from 8th of September. But Salam Online, the Sunday school, will begin from 13th of September, which is Sunday. So we have, alhamdulillah, quite a good time. 13th of September will be the first day of the school for Sunday school, and 8th of September will be the first day of Rise Online, which is full-time school. Alhamdulillah, we have a time. Once again, I would like to thank Brother Rizwan and Sister Nausheen for their dedication, their devotion. I know that, mashallah, their passion towards Quran is amazing. Every time I talk and discuss about Quran, their faces will be different. That shows that from in and out, they have a great bond with Quran. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala include all of us and give us strength and tawfiq to have a strong bond and connection with Quran. I'm so excited to have all these 100 plus students, those who wants to be a great teachers and as stars on the earth, inshallah. I'm sure that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will lift any bala because of this great initiative what we have. Just imagine that again, hadith and riwayat, one person strives to learn Quran and teach Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remove the bala from that region, and alhamdulillah, right now we're ready to take this great initiative of nurturing and training 100 plus teachers, and that will be a fantastic blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Once again, thank you for all those who are watching, and those who are in waiting list, please don't be disappointed because this is not going to be the last time. Inshallah, we're going to continue this because we need a great teachers, we need a great people like you, those who can shape and change the great result in terms of installing and cultivating and the planting the seed of Quran in the future generations, inshallah. With that, I would like to thank all of you for watching us, and inshallah, be punctual, be on time. And our teachers, they did great job, and they are committed. And alhamdulillah, our team are committed. Please be on time and be committed for this 2 weeks, 2 month training. So after that, inshallah, we can have a better result, inshallah. اللهم نور قلوبنا بنور القرآن واهدنا إلى صراط علي بن أبي طالب. اللهم انزل علينا بركات رحمتك وغفرانك ورضوانك. اللهم تقبل منا إنك السميع العليم. اللهم عجل في فرج مولانا صاحب الزمان واجعلنا من النبي وآله